Bill Gates is the hot topic when we're talking about vaccines in Antigua and Barbuda. I hear people say, I was at the gas station the other day, and a man, big argument, Bill Gates paying off our Prime Minister, paying off the Prime Minister with the COVID debts, and he paying off the Prime Minister with all the COVID cases. And I sit down and say, but let me look at this Bill Gates phenomenon. Bill Gates is a very rich man, we all know that. He's worth $131 billion. That's a lot of money. Then I start looking at the countries he's supposedly paying off. Let's start with China. That's the epicenter of COVID in the beginning. China's GDP is $15.6 trillion in 2020. The United States, another COVID hotspot. Their GDP is $22.785 trillion. So I'm trying to understand, when I talked about critical thinking earlier, how a man worth $131 billion paying off countries worth trillions of dollars. It makes sense? It don't make sense to me. And so you have these individuals in our society who are peddling falsehood. And when you sit down and think about it, it don't make any sense. It don't hold water, as we would say. And so I encourage people to listen to sense, to listen to the authorities. Talk about countries getting payoff. Countries, you imagine countries all agreeing to this COVID thing. Could you imagine China, Russia, United States, Cuba, Palestine, all agreeing to the same thing? In any sort of geopolitical world, that makes any sort of sense. And so we have to have some critical thinking when we talk about these things. Madam President, this is not the time for irresponsible behavior, whether by individuals, unions, employees, or employers. Really listen to your doctors, the medical professionals. If you have concerns, you talk to your doctor. Don't be out here listening to people who have no medical degree. Look at the sources you are reading. Don't just read what confirms your bias. You don't believe in COVID, so you're reading articles that don't believe in COVID. I implore all those listening to make the responsible choices in the middle of this pandemic. Antigua and Barbuda is suffering. I know Senator Gavai wish she can play mass tomorrow. We want the country, I'm sure everybody here wants the country to open back up. There are businesses that are suffering. My mother's bakery suffering, can't open at night time, not making any money. So it's not just people out there suffering. I'm sure there are people in here as well who are connected to this COVID thing, who have friends and family members who have passed away. This is not just, and we must no longer have this selfish behavior. I just don't understand it sometimes. You don't believe in COVID because you don't catch COVID. That's like saying, well, I don't believe in AIDS, so I'll go have unprotected sex. It's not making any sense. You have to protect yourself. We, as a nation, we have to protect ourselves. And this state of emergency, these things that we are instituting, the mask wearing, the hand sanitization, getting the vaccine, these are responsible decisions that we're making on behalf of the government. And I just implore the opposition, instead of just coming here and opposing for opposing's sake, do what's right for Antigua and Barbuda. Hopefully one day you'll come in here and support us 100%. No buts. I support vaccinations, but I support this but. It's unfortunate. And again, I want to implore everyone to be responsible, to see the other side of COVID-19. Go and get vaccinated on all the social media platforms, Ministry of Health, Celeste Medical Center. You see where the vaccination centers are. They're open on the weekends as well. So it's 7 days a week you can go and get a vaccination. Free. No money. 5 vaccines we have in Antigua and Barbuda. More than some countries don't have no vaccine.